What's up, Mix Nation? Grace Mcgrath here, reporting from the House of Stoli in Miami, wrapping up Miami Music Week with one of the youngest artists to hit the stage, Logan Dakota. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing good. Voice is a little gone, but we're
Yeah.
managing.
I think that's a lot of us right now.
We're in the same boat. But so thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. I know this week has been crazy. But before we get into Ultra, word on the street is you have an insane story, even within the last couple months. Can you kind of tell the listeners how you began and how this came up of where you are today?
Yeah, so I'm from South Dakota, and so I wanted to be a DJ just because I had a foreign exchange student from Switzerland, and I remember one day I was like, "What kind of music do you like?" And he was like, "I like the electronic dance music." And so I checked some of it out, and I just thought it was amazing. So I started kind of doing that, and then I figured out that I had to produce and stuff, and I was doing a few things in South Dakota, and then I actually went and I saw Hardwell at a club in Minnesota, which was 3 hours away from where I was going to college, and I was like, I have to like go for this all the way. So I dropped out of college, and then I was in Dallas for a little bit, but then I got connected with Damian Pinto, who's
Cool.
the host of Ultra,
Yeah.
and he apparently liked one of the songs I sent him, and so we got to talking and we got connected, and then we got with Cool and Dre, who are really big in the hip hop world. So
Once in a lifetime deal, huh?
yeah, it was crazy, and it all happened in like 3 months.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks.
But so how was attending Ultra and playing Ultra? Like that's unheard of. People don't just never gone to Ultra and then they play at Ultra. Like how was that experience for you
Yeah, it was.
overall?
I'm never gonna forget that. It was awesome. Like I've been watching the Ultra live sets since I was like 14 years old, and I would sit and I would plug my laptop into the TV and I would just like watch them like a marathon. And my parents were like, "What are you doing? You're just watching people DJ." But I just thought it was so cool, and like the crowd at Ultra, like I don't know if there's any better or
Vibes,
bigger
right?
crowd than Ultra Miami. So
No, it's worldwide, which is so awesome that you got to be a part of that at such a young age. You're how old?
18.
18, guys. Wow. And so when did you start, like, musical instrument wise? Didn't you start playing piano or something when you were super young?
Yeah, I started playing piano when I was 3, and
What?
so
That's
yeah,
nuts.
that's kind of always been my thing, and I think that helps a lot. It makes making music, like even though it's on the computer and it's not a piano, it like makes it easier because you know all the notes and
Keys
the
and
chords
stuff.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you want people to take away from seeing your set? Like, what did kind of energy did you want people to take away from it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what?
I like my sets to be like really high energy, but like a really good party. But
Yeah.
I also want like people to kind of feel a little emotions,
Yeah.
you know, and like be like, oh, this kind of makes me like happy, and this makes me sad, and like
Feel something.
some stuff they don't expect, and change it up and go a few different directions. So
Yeah. I definitely have heard that's what your music does because today there's so much like bam, just the same constant sound, but obviously yours is something special, which is awesome. But so what's next for you? What's like in the works? What current projects are you working on? What's coming up? I know the last 3 months have been insane, so I can't imagine what the next 3 are gonna be.
yeah.
But you have kind of what you got going on?
Well, I have. We're working on an EP to release, and so people can like see the official product.
Awesome.
And we're trying to work on some collaborations, and of course we'll be working on some gigs. But for a little bit, I think now that Ultra's out of the way, we're gonna really focus on getting some more really good production. So,
Awesome. Looks like you got the place to do it for sure.
yeah.
But lastly, what advice would you give to young producers listening out there? I know that gives people hope for sure from you, being so young and talented and stuff like that. What advice do you give? people
Um,
like you?
I mean, I would say there's a couple things you can't be afraid to make a risk. Like sometimes if you have to do something really gutsy and people might not like that decision, but if you think that's the right decision for you and what you want to do, then you have to just do that. And you can't make anyone like you. If someone doesn't like you, that's fine. There's billions of people in the world. That doesn't matter. So you just have to follow what you think is you and produce a lot.
Produce
sure,
a lot.
yeah.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
Right? Well, is there what would be a dream for you? Like what, I know you've already done Ultra, which is some people's dreams, but that's obviously something you can check off the list. Is there a festival that you would love to, or a collaboration with someone that you would be ideal for you, or like monumental, you know? You feel?
Well, I think it would be awesome to be like headlining on the main stage at Ultra.
Yeah.
Tomorrowland, Coachella,
All the big ones.
the EDC, those would all be awesome. As for collaboration, kind of like, not, because right now it's kind of still the beginning, so I kind of want to work with other EDM artists right
Yeah.
now. Like, really any type, but I think it'd be really dope to work with, like, Hardwell, or Martin Garrix, or Kygo, or Sieb, or Lesso, or just, like, someone like that.
Yeah.
But then, like, later down the line, if things go well, and I can work with, like, a super big artist, I'd love to work with, like, Adele.
Adele.
That'd be
That's such
crazy.
a good idea. Add
That'd be
vocals
crazy.
to your stuff.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
And lastly, what sound, like, genre would you categorize yourself? And I know you said you're different than most, so I wanted you to explain it to the listeners. Kind of, you said electronic, progressive.
Yeah, I'd say like a good mixture of like progressive house, big room house, and electro house, and like all like different types of sounds, but usually like that energy and that tempo. But you know, I like to do a little bit of everything. So
Yeah, it's really more adapting to the situation, huh?
yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is Grace with Mix Nation, and this is Logan Dakota. Please follow him on all the socials, okay, you guys? Thank you.